Hello from my soybean bin. Today we've been working on a major improvement for this bin before we fill this thing for the fall. Mike and Alan from GSI came out to install the GrainVue system. If we're being honest, it was mostly Mike working, Alan handing him parts, and me standing around asking very basic questions.
This is what?
That's the hub.
That's the hub.
Yeah.
First thing we did was mounting 3 cables at the top of the bins. These cables will monitor both the temperature and moisture of the grain every 4 feet inside of the bin. We also used a rope to pull all of our supplies up to the top of the bin so that we didn't have to run up and down the stairs a bunch. Every cable needed a hole drilled into the roof, and then I ran down and checked the height of them inside of the bin to make sure they weren't too long where they would get caught in the sweep or something like that. Now it's time to connect the cables to the mux box, but I will let Mike explain that part.
We hung the 3 moisture temperature cables in the bin, which is standard for this diameter of a bin. And then cable number 1 comes into position number 1, 2, and 3. This is called the mux box. It plugs into the yellow hub, which is solar powered, and that does all of our communicating with everything on the ground and sends all of our temperatures and moistures to the system.
Now, down at the bottom of the bin, they hooked up the weather station that will track the outside temperature and humidity, and this plenum that monitors the temperature, humidity, and pressure underneath the bin floor. Finally, for the day, we tied the temperature cables to the floor. I don't know why I keep saying we, it was all Mike. And that's so that when we fill this bin, the cables won't be pushed out to the outside of the bins. Now, because this is a brand new system, I'm still waiting on one part that Mike is going to bring out here pretty quickly. That is going to be a gateway that connects that GrainVue system that is monitoring what's happening inside of the bin and outside of the bin, and it can automatically control your fans so that we can keep track of the condition of the grain inside the bin and potentially pump some moisture back into it.